importance of finding shortcuts to success. These and many other issues will be the focus on role model. Join Oluwatobi Babarinde on Osbc TV, channel 113 on Start Time and 502 on Free TV every Monday 6:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. Role model, it promises to be exciting and interesting. Watch out. Purpose is not discovered, abuse becomes inevitable. It is on that note I'm welcoming you, our viewers, on yet another scintillating edition of your darling program, Role Model, reaching you directly from OSBC, Ile-Awiye Oke-Bale, Osogbo. You can reach us on Start Time 113, Free TV 502, as well as on our other social media platform. Don't forget, like we say, that Role Model is a program that was specifically designed to address issues affecting our youth in all facets of life. If you look at our society today, you see a lot of social vices, and this program is one of the such programs that was designed to address all of that. And of course, we also say it's a platform, to address gray area as pertinent to societal issues. These and many more is the focus of our discussion on the program Role Model. And I also believe that we said it's one of the ways through which we want to, de-emphasize the importance of too much emphasis on money and materialism, as it affects our society, that degenerates into a lot of bad behaviors. These are many more is the focus. And who is my guest on the program today? Well, your guest is as good as mine. We have a young, vibrant life coach who has been in the Ministry of the Youth. Is a public speaker, addressing them, motivating them, and of course talking about how we can have a better Nigeria and a better society. Who am I talking about? I'm talking about life coach Daniel Adekoya. Well, I guess he's going to be a doctor very soon. Sir, you are welcome on the program.
Thank you very much. It's good having me.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Well, to some of our viewers who are just watching the program, probably for the first time, like we said in the intro, the program is Role Model, and we discuss issues that affect the life of our youth, as regards a better life, as in living a better life in our society. So the topic we have chosen for our discussion today, like we said off camera, is one that is very key, and it says that the impact of the celebrities, these celebrities that we have on their impact on the life of these young people. Well, for the purpose of introduction, life coach Daniel Adekoya, I know most of them are not, you are not too far away from the gathering of the youth, and those things that they were going through, and things that they say and things like that. What is the impact of all this? In form of introduction, these celebrities, what is their impact on the youth of our nowadays as regards all these situations that we have in the country today?
Thank you very much, and thank you, viewers at home. I'm happy to be here this evening, and I'm sure you have a wonderful day today. Now, when we begin with, let's begin with role model.
Who is the role model itself?
When we talk about role model, we talk about examples, people to look up to, people to emulate, people to imitate. These are role models. And when we bring it down to the case of celebrity, we can have celebrities on almost all the faces of life. All human endeavors. Talk of sports, talk of music, entertainment, talk of education, politics, religion, and what have you. So we can have celebrities in all of this. And when we say celebrity, it's just because of the terms we have given it, or the importance we have given to it, and the focus is getting in our time. We have this issue of role models for long. In the case of, I said role models, celebrities. We didn't just have case of celebrity with us in our generation. It has been for long. It has been for long. For instance, Mahatma Gandhi was a celebrity in his time, and a role model to people to persons like Martin Luther King Jr. Father is a celebrity, is role model, a political and social activist celebrity, right there in India. So we didn't just the thing didn't just come to us, but it's just like it is being bastardized, and the effect of it and the grip of it in our generation, our time,
and it's really getting down,
and becoming a cankerous matter. Now, so when we talk about celebrity, it's not that celebrity is bad in itself, bad in the view. No. But what is causing our time? What celebrity is causing our time? Of course, when we talk about celebrity, we have positive impact of celebrities and negative impact of celebrities. So we cannot overemphasize the positive impact. And those celebrities that are making good impact in the society, we cannot remove the fact that we have some good celebrities that are having good impact in the societies, and we have bad ones,
of course,
that are making terrible impact in the societies. But let me deviate a bit from this issue of celebrity, and come to our cultural values. Because when the cultural values or the value system of the society is not being destroyed, then there will be a limit to which the celebrity's impact negatively can be on the society. Most especially because we have to really look at the set of people that this celebrity have impact upon majorly. Now, for somebody like me, I'm a youth, a still very young youth, but celebrity will have little or no impact on me at all. There is a stage of life where celebrity can have impact on people, and majorly at the teenager stage of life, they have serious impact on the teenagers, that teen group of human life. They have strong and serious impact on them at that point in time. I remember when I was also a teenager, right there in secondary school, there were these celebrities that were reigning in our time, even talking of entertainment, music, sports, wrestling, boxing, music, religion, what have you. I remember it was in our time we had the likes of Tupac Shakur, we have the likes of Biggie, things like that. These Two-Face Idibia were coming up and things like that. We were having then after we have in the world of wrestling, we have Okogan, people like that. Yeah, exactly. We're having these people. So they were enticing, or there were certain things about them that was an enticement to us. I remember in those days in secondary school, there were some of these my secondary school mates that will gather up themselves and they will be singing hip-hop songs and things like that. And so we have several of them like that. And we have some celebrity also in our own video, like that, own video of Kotono and things like that. Exactly, Abidjan and things like different things like that. So when we look at it, so usually we have the impact of this celebrity on the teenagers. It's more strong. Most often are not exactly on the teenagers. Because at that point in time,
forming opinion.
Exactly. It is that point in time they want to form opinion, they want to take decision, they want to have a direction to life, they want to see which way to go. They are looking at somebody or some people to model their life alongside with. And it is when we have a good cultural value in place, good cultural value in society, that will really checkmate what a teenager should pick from a role model or from a celebrity, and what should not pick from a celebrity. That is it. For instance, in my home where I was brought up, not a very good background, not a very good background, but however we have good culture, good cultural value. You can't get home and dress like Tupac Shakur in my father's house. He will ask you where you are coming from, where you see that kind of a thing. You can't get home and you are going to tell my father you are just an hip hop guy. You will tell him where you got that from. That's a cultural value system. that was put in place, and we grow it. Now, in our time, when we were growing up as teenagers, even in our society, I remember there was a time I just got admitted into higher institution. So I came back I was in 100 level. So I came back from school, and I was going with my friends. So I put on a face cap. And now my face cap, I put it aside. This other side. And as I was going, I was going like other my guys, no peer group and things like that. So there was this particular man in our environment who he is from the same town with my mom.
Okay.
So they call brother, uncle, and things like that. He said, come over here. Come. He called me. He said, come. And I went there. He said, now turn your cap. He said it in Yoruba. He said, turn no face the cap where siwaju, not aside. So in our time, we have people in the society that will not overlook some errors.
In fact, that is one area that I was trying to come in. Now, would you compare the level at which you were raised during your own time?
Yes.
Because look at it nowadays. Now, even at least some parents will tell the teacher of their children should not even touch them, let alone allowing members of the society or member of where you stay, your environment,
yes,
coming into training and teaching and correcting a particular child. So if you put the two together, the rate at which you are training in those days and nowadays, don't you think is one of the factors responsible for all these things you are saying?
Correct.
Your take.
Correct. And that's why I said let's put the celebrity aside first.
Okay.
And let's come to the cultural values. Because our cultural value system has been eroded over time. Seriously eroded over time. That societies are not even inputting anything in the training of the teenagers. I remember I was going to my office back there at this station there, and I saw at around 9 a.m. Around 9 a.m., 9:30 a.m., and I saw some students in secondary school nearby this studio here. I saw some students can go up in a particular area. They were roaming about the street, and I called them. Why didn't you go to school? Why didn't you go to your class? And they said they got to school late. At once they will beat you now, and you'll be in the class. And I needed to call them and speak to them and correct them and try to create a kind of a mentorship class for them in just a few minutes and talk to them and tell them, say, go back to the school. At once they will beat you. I said, do you know I've gone through your stage? I've once been a secondary school student. I've experienced what you are experiencing. I late to school too. I tried to abscond. And yet I decided it doesn't pay. So go back. And they said, thank you, sir, and they left. So when we look at what society is doing, is that the cultural value that we met in our society has been eroded. Totally eroded. Look at what I just said. That the man called me and said, turn your cap to the front. The cap is meant to face the front, not side. And to me, I was emulating a celebrity. I was emulating somebody. I was trying to be a monk. And the man, and I won't forget. I'm talking of year 2000. Yeah, that's 23 years ago.
Yes.
23 years ago, so I can't forget. Somebody corrected me and said, turn your cap to the front. Turn it to the front.
Do you have the same thing up to today?
Up to today. Now, if what I just said I did to those students, I think about 7 or 8 of them. If every individual that passed by that kind of a school and see those students roaming about the streets, hanging up, in fact, you see some of them playing gambling around that side.
During school hours. And people would just pass by them. We were not trained like that in our time. You would tell the elderly person that passed by what you are doing around that time when you're supposed to be in the school. But during your time, you're talking about some of those students being corrected would take to correction.
Yes,
but now, let me say, most of them will take to correction, and that's why we still have a better society then. But now, if even perhaps to try most of these things you are talking about, those young ones will not listen. It may not work. And that's why we now come back to this topic we are treating, that the effect on most of these celebrities and most of what they see on social media, on TV, and like you said, this celebrity cut across virtually every facet of life, and it's having this negative impact on our youth. And society like that, we folded our hands, we are not encouraging it. One day I was just discussing with some of these youth in their fora, and some of them raised the questions that even the society is not even there to encourage those of them that are doing fine. Academically, we see some of them that they did well, came out with winner results in school, but at the end of the day, you see them on the street, roaming about the street. Nothing to nobody to, and we have some group of people, a company, so many companies in Nigeria come out together, you sponsor one program on the TV and things like that, and at the end of the day, you see those ones that are not really too good on school and making it at the expense of this. How do we address most of these things, sir?
Now, thank you, sir. I was coming there. Yes, I was coming there. Because sometimes when I look at issues like this, it baffles my heart. It just baffles my, like, what kind of a society have we come to create? Have we come to meet ourselves? Now, in handling this matter, every parent out there
has a role.
Hearing this has a role. Every home have to have a cultural value that must embrace. You don't bring this kind of a thing into this home. Like my children knows, they can't bring any other person's thing from their school to my house. They know how
for whatever
reason. You can't tell me you forget it. I will beat hell out of you, so that next time you won't forget. That's a cultural value of hope. Now look at what we have just raised. In the case of in a society where you see multi-million companies, multinational companies sponsoring nonsense. They sponsor nonsense. That have no value. You can imagine what we see on. I'm sorry to mention. I don't know if I'm permitted to mention. Everybody understand. Particular nonsense show, and you see how much they devote to that kind of a thing. And here we see mathematics competition, and you see 2 million naira.
Even is too much. Less than that.
And you see that kind of a nonsense, they will devote 50 million, 100 million, 200 million, and you want to say, how are you going to encourage somebody who is pursuing such a value in life to be encouraged, and you are somebody win the best mathematics student in the nation, and you are giving him on 20,000. What a nonsense. So I want to encourage our government to see how they are going to, especially the legislators, see how they are going to raise a policy or a bill on that note, that if it is not going to encourage our teenagers, encourage our youth, such a thing should be disqualified, should be annulled.
And also that it is not only the government too, they are trying, but you can still encourage them. But what about individual organizations, corporate bodies, like this one we are talking about? We see a lot of them place a lot of big things on there. Let's also encourage those individuals that God has blessed in one way or the other to ensure that they contribute their quota to look into some of these young ones that are doing fine in society. Let's encourage them. That's one of the essence of this program.
Yes,
to ensure to encourage those who are doing fine, so that they will be good examples, role model to others. Yes,
you are correct.
I want you to do that.
Yes. Anyway, so I've said that the side of the government where they can also help in this. Then also individuals in the society. I want to may not necessarily be you have to pull money out.
Yes, everything's not about money.
God, I remember when I was growing up, you know, the thing was not that fine. So we needed to go to farm, get some things, firewood and oranges, and then, you know, do a lot of menial work to get some. But we have people in the society who encourage us. Who encourage us and say, you are going to great places, you are going to great place, or you are a great person, and things like that. They will tell us, they encourage us. Those words make us to move ahead and say, okay, we can further, we can do something. That's one of the reasons why I could go to school. That's one of the reasons I could further my education to higher institution. Ordinarily, I would do not. I would have gone to go and just let me go and learn something. I'm not saying learning a work is not okay. I'm not saying no. That is very fine. That's why you want to go and do it. It's good. But at least I became the first graduate in my home. In the generations put together, I became the first guy, and I laid that as a pedestal for all my younger ones who are desiring to go to be educated,
to follow.
But because I saw some people encouraging me. For instance, what I just said, when I was in 200 level, things were very difficult because I needed to return home. I have to return home to do some minor work to get some money to go back to school. So my mom was doing this milling machine, selling pepper and some other trader. So there was this one of our customers that just came around when I was done and asked my mom and said, where is you come to see at that time? I said, where was this? I said, he has gone to school, he has gained admission. And he said, hey, he was so happy. He worked in NEPA of those days. And he said, when he comes, he'll tell him to see me. So when I go back home, I went to and saying, he said, when you are going back to school. That was the first time I received a check in my life. He gave me a check of 5,000 naira. I was amazed. It was so encouraging.
It was an encouragement to what you are doing.
Encouragement to me.
5,000
naira in year 2002. That was a huge amount of money. But somebody get that. Now, the funny is, if I meet the man on the street, I may not be able to recognize him. But he has contributed something great to my life. A seed to my life.
That is what
something great to my life. And I've done that to a couple of children. Somebody I saw the child, he didn't go to school. Why didn't you go to school? He said, I didn't have books. So how many books do you need? He said 6 books. What about how much is it? Then 100 naira per exercise book. So, I said, okay, take 1,000. I go and buy you 1 dozen. Take 1,000, go and buy 1 dozen and go to. So things like that.
So because I can see our time is fast spent.
Okay.
I quickly want you to react in this area. Just like I was going to the social media of recent, and I saw on one of the pages of the social media, I was saying one young lady that was saying that is in the habit of maybe following those people. She also has been following, as mentioned, that if he's into any relationship and that guy will not be able to beat him very well, that she won't like it. That is the relationship. Look at the effect of these celebrities. All the celebrities are saying. Some they had this impact on drug from all these people. Some bad mentality, it has changed them. And I was also reading of recent in Abuja January. In Abuja, only just Abuja January, we have over 20,000 young couples had already filed for divorce. Look at those, where do they get all of these things? So I want your reaction to this, and let's also encourage this one of this celebrity. If God has made you the celebrity, you know that you have a lot of people who are following you, and it is incumbent upon you to ensure that you get well behaved. Your reaction?
Now, let me first tell every celebrity, Now, whatever pedestal and platform God is giving you, you are going to be judged for it, because you are to be an example, and every example is a teacher. And for instance, the word of God said every teacher will be judged severely. So you are a teacher, you are teaching some people, and you are teaching them wrong thing. You are going to be judged severely for it. That's number one. Number two, everyone that follows these celebrities should also be sensible enough. When you see wrong thing, know it's wrong thing.
Pick the good ones.
Pick the good ones. And the truth of the matter is, it is not compulsory you make a celebrity your role model. It's not compulsory. It's not compulsory. And I want to encourage every parent out there, be a role model to your children. Be a good role model to your children. I should be the first role model to my children. They should see me and like me, and like what I do. They should see what I do. That's the first thing I did in my home. When I make any wrong thing, any wrong step, I didn't do any wrong thing, I tell my children, I say, I'm sorry, I've done this thing wrong. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry the way I shouted at you. So you don't cause me to shout at you again. And things like that. I don't hide my positives and my negative side from my children. I let them know so they can say I'm a human being. And at the same time, I can say this one is not good though. The way I did is not good though. Even sometimes when I'm annoyed and I'm angry and I did some things to my wife, this is irrational. I will call my children and say the way I behave to your mom the other time is irrational, it's not okay. So I'm sorry.
Not the right path.
Yeah, exactly, they are learning. So it's not compulsory that they follow celebrities. Let parents be the first role model to their children. And when you are following a celebrity and discover, for instance, there was a time I went to Lagos and my friend I went to go and visit was talking to one of his workers and saying, have you heard of these people called Malian? I said, Malian, which one is Malian? Are they from Mali? And he was explaining to me. He said they have rules and say Malians don't go to school. Malian must do this. I said, what the hell?
What kind of notion is that?
So that is what we are permitted in our society. So every parent, I want to also advise every parent, they should also look at what their children are following and cut it off and say, no, you can't follow this kind of a people. Let's build a good cultural society, a good value society. And that is where we can begin to have good one. Let's correct what is wrong and let's embrace what is right. Success is not all the thing. Success is not all the thing. Let's embrace who are hardworking and encourage them. Not when we see those who are bringing materials at all. Let's encourage those who are doing well and they are not really bringing much material. That is where we begin to have a good society. Thank you.
I want to tell you, I appreciate you. Life coach, Daniel, Adekoya, I want to appreciate you sincerely for coming on today's edition of the program, to come and, advise the young ones, the younger generation on the best way to go as in, living the right path of life and following good examples. All these people that we talk about, role model, they are everywhere. We are to take those good aspects, those good things that are good out of their life, and those that are not good, we leave it out. Then parents also has been encouraged to ensure that they are first example to their children and what, and also every member of the society, individual. We are not to say I'm not concerned about what is happening on the other side. We are to follow with keen interest most of it, so that we can have a better society and we can have a better tomorrow. Once again, I want to appreciate you, sir, for coming on the program. Well, our viewers, this is the Convenience Spot. We have been drawing the curtains on today's edition of the program, Role Model. I want to sincerely appreciate members of my production crew, and not forget to appreciate the producer, that is Olasunkanmi Oyebayo, and my executive producer is Alhaji Rashid Folaranmi, the overall boss here. We appreciate you for this platform given unto us. On the same time, same station, next week, God's willing, when we have another topic to discuss on role model. I am Oluwatobi Baba in the saying, I can do all things. God bless you. Role model, role model, role model. Role model is a program designed